Since discovering Aries is willing to play with me, I have been trying to start out most of our sessions with play. So we warm up on the playground, allowing him to buck around for a bit. I am trying to encourage some emotional expression. Aries' stoic behavior kept him alive for 11 years. But part of his journey includes learning to trust, relax, and let loose. The more and more I think about Aries' journey, I have to consider my own. My first Mustang changed how I worked with horses. And I knew that getting an 11-year-old stallion would be a challenge and would cause more changes in me. I just had no idea what those changes would be. Aries is having to completely turn his whole worldview on end, trust a human with his life and well-being. I am having to turn into someone worth trusting. I wasn't such a bad sort to start out with, but I wasn't capable of being a confident leader, which is what he needs. I am not there yet either. I look back and see both his journey and mine taking place side by side. We aren't quite on the same trail yet, but we're getting there. After some play, I took Aries down into the arena. I have started to teach him some exercises I taught my domestic gelding. While lunging, I stay mostly behind him, driving him forward. To get a turn, I change my angle to him. When I want him to straighten out, I move a little more towards his shoulders. It's through these small changes in angle that I can increase or decrease his turn. It's just another fun little game to play that keeps us both thinking. Forward continues to be Aries' greatest challenge. It isn't about asking him to go fast or to work. It's about asking him to move. I think so much of his physical tension is due to his mental block about going forward. Granted, his whole life, moving forward at any great speed usually meant there was something worth moving away from. So what we are doing is a bit of reprogramming, and it's very hard for him. But he is improving, and that's all that matters. We make sure to take plenty of breaks and soak time. Then I'll revisit the driving game that I played at the start. Aries has gotten so good at following the feel on the halter that he doesn't need it to go around his butt or a saddle horn. He can do it off his withers. In addition to a play session to start, I usually end with body work. Today's target is his tail. Miranda jokes that if you can get them to release their tail, you've got their mind. I've compressed the video here so you can see some changes that took place over a much longer span of time than I am willing to let you sit and watch in real time. He did relax his tail and did seem to be interested in what I was doing. Miranda has more experience in bodywork than I do, so she stepped in to demonstrate a proper pelvic tuck. Aries is quite locked up in his pelvis and only does this exercise partially. There is a nerve that runs down their flank towards the hamstring. When properly stimulated, it causes the horse to tuck their pelvis. It's an invaluable stretch if you can get the horse to do it. As you can see, Aries is very asymmetrical, not wanting to tuck at all on the right side. Here Miranda is pushing against Aries' hip on the left. I zoomed in so you could see the muscles that were flexing on the right. He was bracing rather than letting his hips and pelvis swing free. The problem is, we can't fix his physical problems until he lets go of his mental insecurities. And only time and trust building can do that. So I try to work him in ways that help him trust more and help him move better. Will came out for a lesson last week. I did my usual warm-up, as did he. We come in here, where Will is asking Aries to move back and forth. He wants Aries to move when asked, not escape away, which is what he does still do sometimes. Notice how now, rather than scooting away, Aries is moving quietly and with purpose. He is moving when asked, not escaping from Will. Aries still has a saddling issue. There is no doubt he got this habit either from some discomfort or fear, but now it appears to be a habit, as he will do it with a saddle or with a light bareback pad or surcingle. I believe he may have always had this problem, but didn't feel safe enough to express it. But now we have to fix it. He can get on quite a roll. He only does it once. We can take the tack off and reattach it all, and he won't do it twice in one day. It's just that first saddling. And it doesn't matter what kind of saddle either. I think it's something related to the act of cinching. He's never been cinched hard or fast, And since he does with a simple surcingle or bareback pad, the only common thing is a cinch. I've had my vet and body workers look him over top to bottom. There isn't anything anyone can detect as being wrong. We'll figure it out eventually. Here, Will checks to see if anything on the saddle startles him, and it doesn't. Will let Aries go with the saddle on as a test. He wanted Aries to roll and wanted to see what he would do. Will hoped that Aries would lay down, start to roll, realize he had a saddle on, and get up. Thankfully, this is what he did. He's a smart guy. If he had panicked, that would not have boded well for his future as a riding horse. Little tests like these can tell you a lot about a horse that doesn't get them or you hurt in the process.